Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. A very warm good evening to everyone. I hope all of you are doing absolutely fine. I welcome you all to today's explained session. As you know, every week on Friday we come live at 8 p.m. to discuss a topic which is extremely important and significant from the UPSC exam point of view. As you know, this is the ongoing election season in India. We have the election results coming in from Himachal Pradesh, from Gujarat, from the Delhi municipal elections, and also certain by-polls being held on some seats across the entire country. Usually, as a UPSC aspirant, we tend to ignore the election results that come out, thinking that this is not really related to our syllabus. However, I would like to argue otherwise, specifically the municipal election results of Delhi. That is why in today's explained session, we will be discussing why exactly the Aam Aadmi Party did so well in the Delhi municipal election results. Why is it that one particular party got a large majority in the municipal election results? In this session, we will not be going into party-specific politics. Rather than that, we will be picking up the important information from the UPSC examination point of view. For instance, we will be discussing the role of the municipalities, what reforms have been introduced in Delhi in the past few years, what is the expectation going forward, and also the interesting case of Delhi Municipal Corporation. Why is it that earlier it was divided into multiple parts, now it has been unified again, and why is it that people are saying that the race for Delhi mayor is still not over? Is there a loophole in that somewhere hidden? All of that and much more will be discussed in today's explained session. So without any further ado, let's begin. As you know, the big news is that while BJP got a resounding victory in Gujarat elections, Congress won the Himachal Pradesh elections, while when it comes to the Delhi municipal results, it was the Aam Aadmi Party that actually got the majority. Now, if you believe the exit polls, it was not really a surprise that the Aam Aadmi Party would do well in the Delhi municipal elections. However, even then, there have been multiple people debating why was the result the way it was, what were the reasons behind it, and what can we learn from this. Now, there are different people who are talking about many different things. As you know, the Aam Aadmi Party has now been ruling in Delhi for close to about 8 years. They are the ones who claim to introduce a lot of reforms in Delhi. Let's try and see what are some of the reforms that they have introduced with the help of facts specifically, and see how can they take it forward now that they have also attained majority in the municipal corporation. The one reform that the Aam Aadmi Party really talks about continuously is that they have changed the education structure in Delhi. Now, before we take a deep dive into what exactly has changed in Delhi education structure, you also have to understand one thing. How is it that the Delhi government schools actually work? Now, remember this. Delhi schools actually are controlled by different entities. So, schools in primary education, that is till class 5th, are actually controlled by the municipal corporations. Those are called municipal schools. When a child graduates from class 5 and they go up higher up into class 6th, 7th, 8th, those are the schools that actually are the responsibility of the Delhi government. So when the Delhi government says that they have brought in reforms, they are not talking about primary education. Because till class 5th, the government schools in Delhi are the municipal schools. They were under the purview of the municipality. Now they claim that the same kind of reforms will be introduced in primary schools as well, that is up till class 5th. This is what their promise is. Now, we have all seen the news about the different types of reforms that they have introduced. Let me share a few examples. First, they claim that they have worked a lot on improving the infrastructure in most of the government schools in Delhi. Now, if you live in Delhi, many people agree to that. Many people have different views and think otherwise as well, saying that the government has focused on just a few schools and they are the ones that are getting promoted all across the country. Now, there might be certain truth in that as well. But if you see, there are a few schools where infrastructure has improved drastically, where even the government schools, which are not well known to have great infrastructure, have swimming pools, they have good classrooms, they have good infrastructure, etc. However, even more important in the infrastructure is the focus given on teacher training and the training given to the principals. For that specifically, the Delhi government organized multiple visits of their teachers to various other places, including within India and outside India as well. There have been multiple tours organized of Delhi school teachers actually visiting the Cambridge University, the National Institute of Education in Singapore, Aam Ahmedabad, and other places as well, just to study how their model of education works. This has also been a welcome change. Not just this, they have also reconstituted the School Management Committee SMC. Now, what exactly is this? When you talk about the right to education, the right to education law has a lot of provisions. Unfortunately, we only focus on the fact that as per right to education, you have the right to get free and compulsory education till class 8. While that is the highlight of the law, you have to understand there are various other provisions in the law as well. The law also talks about how the schools will function, what should be the ideal student-teacher ratio, what should be the school infrastructure, etc. The same law also talks about something called the SMC, the School Management Committees. These will be committees that would have representation from the school side, the teachers, the principals, and also from the side of the parents whose kids are studying in these schools. These committees will be given the responsibility to take a lot of important decisions. For example, how to spend certain amount of money from the school fund for improving the infrastructure of the school. What the government had done was they had given an annual budget of 5 to 7 lakh rupees to all these committees to decide where they would like to spend the money. For example, if they think that their kids need better tables and chairs, if they think the money has to be spent on playground, on planting trees, etc., those were also empowered. There were other initiatives also taken to improve the children's basic reading, learning, and also mathematical skills. These were some of the initiatives taken specifically with respect to the government schools, while in terms of the private school, the focus was on not letting the private schools increase their fee. In fact, they were so stringent that certain schools that did not abide by that order were afterwards ordered to refund the fee that they had actually increased from the parents. Now, I would like to clarify here something. The purpose of us discussing this topic specifically is not because UPSC will ask what was the Delhi model of education. But you also know that in the UPSC mains examination, there are a lot of questions on the idea of education and educational reforms. This is where some of these suggestions can come in extremely handy for you about how can we improve the level of education in government schools. If we have to focus mainly on primary education and secondary education, what can be some of the ideas that can be implemented? This is where these kind of informations can be extremely handy. As I told you, a lot of school teachers from Delhi were taken to different tours to learn from different types of education systems across the world and in India as well. As you can see, visits to Singapore, within India, visit to Sikkim, there were other visits to even Scandinavian nations whose education system is regarded very highly across the entire world. Now, education was not the only reform that they focused on. One other reform that they focused on, and they have been talking about it across the entire country whenever they go and fight elections anywhere, is the concept of Mohalla clinics. Now, Mohalla clinic has a very simple idea. That is, the primary health care of the people is the government's responsibility. Even if someone cannot afford to go to a private hospital, visit a private doctor, the primary health care should not be neglected and it should be given to the people at zero cost. This is the idea of Mohalla clinic. So, in simple terms, these are primary healthcare centers which are set up in such a way that there should be at least one of these clinics in 5-kilometer radius of everyone in Delhi. There would be a doctor there, just a primary general doctor, where you can go, and if you have any unmanageable symptom, if you have any disease or if you are feeling uncomfortable, you can actually get yourself checked up without any cost whatsoever. Now, the government has ensured that these kind of Mohalla clinics are set up with minimal infrastructure so that the cost of setting these up is not very high. All these centers mainly have a doctor, they have a technician, and they most probably would have a helper. There is no consultation fee that is charged from the people who come in there, and also the test, the diagnostic tests that have to be conducted Also, the medicines that have to be given, all of these are given free of cost. This has also made a big impact on the local population. As I said, in one particular mohalla clinic, you would have a doctor, a technician, and a lab assistant. Just 3 people for the entire mohalla clinic. They usually run from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and doctors don't take any fee from the people who are visiting, but they get paid from the side of the government. They are paid from the side of the government on the basis of how many people are coming to visit them. So per patient, they are given around 30 rupees per day for per patient visit. So usually it is seen that on an average 100 to 200 patients visit the clinic. So for doctors also, it is not such a bad task to give these many hours in the clinic. So it's a win-win situation for the doctors and for the people coming in, and the government also is getting good feedback. Now, since the entire world has witnessed pandemic, our focus on healthcare has increased considerably. These kind of primary healthcare centers actually ensure that people's hesitancy to visit these hospitals actually gets reduced. If you look around us, when someone falls ill in India especially, there's a tendency to avoid visiting the doctors at any cost. There can be multiple reasons for it. If you're looking to go to a place which will not charge you money, government hospital, you know there will be a long line and you would have to wait for hours and hours before you can actually get a chance. On the other hand, if you try and visit a private establishment, you will have to shell out a lot of money from your pocket. Thus, usually we either don't go anywhere, or we go to a medical store nearby and ask the medical store that this is our symptom, please give us a medicine, and we take that medicine. These kind of mohalla clinics, primary healthcare centers, ensure that people's hesitancy to come out of their place and visit a doctor gets reduced because there is no money that is being taken. And because there are a lot of them, there is not just 1 or 2 in the entire city, the probability of them waiting for hours is not very high. Also, the people have appreciated this across the country and even beyond that as well. In 2018, former Secretary General of the United Nations, that is Ban Ki-moon, visited one of these clinics and hailed this model. Over here, I know many of you would be saying that, no, I live in Delhi, I've seen these mohalla clinics don't work, the one nearby my locality doesn't work. I absolutely agree with that. These are the reforms that the government claims to have introduced on the ground. I am nowhere to say and certify that yes, all of these have been working 100% well. Yes, there will obviously be some of these that will not be working as per the government's plans. But even then, we will just have to study the reforms that they have actually tried to introduce in the beginning. Yes, many of them can become much better, many of them need improvement, but at least it's a good beginning to begin with. The mohalla clinic model, as I told you, has been emulated in other parts of the country as well by different names. Not just this, realizing the importance and the popularity of these mohalla clinics, the government of Delhi also announced that 4 more mohalla clinics specifically for women will also be set up, where a gynecologist will be the one who will be sitting there to handle specifically women-related issues. This also is a model that would be extended once the Aam Aadmi Party has now gained control of the Delhi Municipal Corporation as well. Over here, we can't ignore one other big factor that has become very big in our politics, and many people say that it is the Aam Aadmi Party that started this entire debate, the debate of freebies. Now, it's not fair to say that one single party has started this debate because it has been a long historical fact in our politics. Almost every political party offers something to the people directly or indirectly in exchange of their votes. Some political parties say, vote for us, we'll bring back the old pension scheme, where government employees don't have to contribute to the pension, they'll automatically get the pension. Then there are some political parties who say, vote for us, we'll give you unemployment benefits, we'll give you free travel, we will give you free electricity, free water. Then there are some other political parties that say, we'll give you free food grain, don't worry, vote for us. We'll give you free houses, vote for us. Almost every political party can be blamed for these freebies. Just that it works in such a manner, very interestingly, that for any party, When they offer something, they don't consider that as a freebie, while the other party offering the same becomes a freebie for them. We have seen this in South India as well, in Tamil Nadu specifically. Look at the two main political parties, the DMK, the AIADMK. Both of these extremely infamous for offering a lot of freebies. From saris to televisions to Mangal Sutra to anything that you can actually imagine, all of these are being given free of cost once the political parties come to power. Look at Samajwadi Party offering free cycle, offering free laptops. There are almost all political parties across the country that can be accused of this. Yes, some more than the other, others lesser than them. But there is almost no political party which can say that we do not offer anything free to anyone in return of the votes, because that is how the politics has worked. Yes, in the long run, it would not be very sensible for the government exchequer. In the long run, if the government is giving something free to someone, it is actually coming from our taxpayers' pockets only. So nothing is free at the end of the day. That is also an argument given by many people. When you ask people, why are you voting for a party that is actually promising you something free? Their argument is, it is our money, they are not offering us anything for free. And they are true in that sense. However, you have to understand, these freebies, when they are offered to a specific group of people, while that money is coming from all the taxpayers' pockets, that is what becomes problematic. If I am giving tax to the government and those freebies are only being targeted to a specific group of people which does not include me, then it becomes problematic. Then the government cannot say that it is people's money we are distributing to the people. Then the government is taking money from certain number of people and giving it to others. The role of the freebies can be debated long and wide, and it has been debated. Many parties, when they win the election, say, see, we won without promising anything, while the other parties also argue otherwise. So this debate will go on for a long, long time. Now, let's come back and focus a bit as to why is it that the Delhi municipality is extremely, extremely special, in the sense that there have been multiple changes before this election actually happened. Now, if you're familiar with this, before this election, Delhi actually had 3 municipalities and not 1. So the entire city or union territory of Delhi, whatever you want to call, was actually controlled, or let's not say controlled, but was actually serviced by 3 different municipalities. That was a trifurcation of Delhi's municipal corporation. That was done because it was assumed that Delhi is too large and we should have different municipalities look into the functions of different areas of Delhi. However, just last year there was a Delhi Municipal Corporation Amendment Bill introduced, it passed in the parliament, which again unified Delhi. Means again the Municipal Corporation of Delhi was unified, and those 3 municipalities again became one single municipality. Now obviously the Bharatiya Janata Party, the BJP that is in power at the center, who introduced the bill, they said that we are doing this in interest of the people, we are doing this to improve the condition of the municipality, while the other parties said that this is just a way to postpone the election of the municipal corporation, which many people accuse the BJP of. So let's look at this map and try and understand what was the difference and how did trifurcation and unification work. If you look at this map, these are the 3 main municipalities in Delhi. Number 1, it was a North Delhi municipality, then the South Delhi, then the East Delhi. South Delhi, as you can see here, there is no West Delhi municipality, because South Delhi municipality was given the responsibility of South and West. So South and West were the areas under South Delhi municipality. Then there was the East Delhi, as it is often called as Yamuna Par. So this is the Yamuna river. Yamuna Par means beyond the Yamuna river. This is the area called East Delhi. And then we had some area of Delhi which was not under any of these. Delhi Cant, as you know, Cant area is controlled by the Cantonment Board. The Cantonment Board, which is established by the Defence Ministry, it is the people are appointed by the President of India, it is under the Defence Ministry. While New Delhi is considered as a diplomatic area, it is considered as an area under another municipality, which is the New Delhi Municipal Corporation. The New Delhi Municipal Corporation, NDMC, that is separate altogether. This election that we had were about the 3 municipalities which got unified once again, the North Delhi, the South Delhi and the East Delhi one. Now, it is not that there were always three municipalities. The trifurcation actually happened in 2011 for better efficiency's sake. It was said that we will trifurcate it so that we can actually ensure that proper care is taken of all these areas specifically, proper budgets are given, and they can come look into their entire area specifically. Now, what was the need of unifying them again? If you have been reading the newspapers, you would have realized Municipal Corporation in Delhi and in other parts of the country also have remained at the center of controversy for a lot of reasons. One big reason is we often see protests from people working at the municipality saying that they have not been given their wages. The municipalities often cry over the fact that they don't have enough finances, they don't have enough money. Now, why is that the case? See, let's understand how the municipalities work and how they earn money across the country. Municipalities usually get some grant from the central government when the Finance Commission gives them certain recommendations. The municipalities also get certain grants from the state governments, again on the basis of the recommendation given by the State Finance Commission. And thirdly, municipalities also are given certain rights to raise money by certain taxes, parking, tolls, so on and so forth, that depend on the state legislature. Usually, across the entire country, the main source of revenue for the municipal corporation, the municipalities, is the property tax that they get. Property tax, which is based on the value of the property. The more costly that your property is, the more property tax you will have to pay. The less costly that your property is, the lesser tax that you will have to pay. So in simple terms, a municipality of that area, where the property rates are anyway very high, that municipality is always expected to earn more money. Now, if you come back and look at this map, if you are familiar with Delhi, you would know. If you are not familiar with Delhi, South Delhi area is considered as those areas in Delhi which have a very high property rate. So some of the premier locations of Delhi, the posh locations as you call them, which have a high property rate, are a part of South Delhi mainly. So out of all these municipalities, if you see the revenue of the different municipalities, South Delhi municipality was the most comfortable, while the other two municipalities, the north one and the east one, did not have a lot of revenue. Similarly, if you look at the municipality in Bombay, that is the BMC. Now, the BMC is also a very, very, very esteemed municipality. That is why political parties all across the country want to control the BMC. The reason being that again BMC earns a lot of money from the property taxes. It is said that the annual budget of the BMC, the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, is actually more than some of the small states of the country. They earn all their revenue from the property. Now, because of this disparity between the property tax that was collected by South Delhi and collected by East Delhi and North Delhi, the other two municipalities have never been in a very good situation financially. Meaning that there have been issues of non-payment of salary to the Safai Karmcharis, the sweepers, because this is the main responsibility of the municipalities anyway. If you look at the roles and responsibilities given to the municipalities and municipal corporations, their primary responsibility is to ensure hygiene and cleanliness across the country. So they employ a lot of Safai Karmcharis, calling the sweepers. Their salaries have often been delayed. In fact, if you're familiar with Delhi, one of the ways in which these Safai Karmcharis have been protesting is that when they don't get salary on time, they actually just throw all this garbage on the streets, and trucks and cars, all of them run over it. That becomes a very, very bad situation for the people living nearby. But these Safai Karmcharis also have no other option. As I said, there has been uneven distribution because of the different property rates across the country and across the city, and that is why the revenue generating potential is not the same. Over time, this gap between the different municipalities has only increased, while those working in South Delhi area, while those working under the South Delhi Municipal Corporation still had the chance to get salaries on time, while the other two struggled for a long, long time. This gap only widened, because of which it was decided finally it is time to unify them together so that all the municipalities together can work as one in a good, healthy condition so that we don't have a situation where one Safai Karmchari unit is happy while the others are not. In Indian polity, I'm sure all of you would have read the chapter on municipalities, how the municipalities were given a constitutional status by the 74th Amendment Act. The reason was very simple. It was thought at the local urban level, we need to have a kind of a government that can take care of the city's needs, especially cities which are expanding, cities where there's a very high population. Those cities, their needs such as sanitation, hygiene, even the primary schools, all of them need to be taken care of, and that is how the municipalities were given a constitutional status. Now, the municipal corporations are established in different states by respective acts of the state legislature. So, if you're in Karnataka, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, the establishment of municipalities in your respective states will be done when the state legislature passes an act for that purpose. When it comes to union territory, on the other hand, it will be done through an act of the parliament. This is what we saw specifically in case of Delhi as well. As we saw in case of Delhi, the trifurcation of the municipal corporation, the unification of municipal corporation once again, all of that happened by an act passed by the Parliament of India, because in case of a union territory, it is a parliament that becomes responsible for that, while in case of a state, it is a state legislature that takes up the responsibility. The need for having municipal corporation is very simple. No one living in a certain city should have to depend on someone sitting in India's capital or in the state capital to decide how your city's development should happen. If I am living in a city, I know for myself what is my priority. Is my priority to set up a school? Is my priority to get my road fixed first? Is my priority to get street lights first? It should be the people living in that city through their local representatives. They should have the power and the responsibility to decide that. Similarly, basic services such as healthcare, education, housing, transportation, garbage collection, all of that comes under the ambit of the municipal corporations, and they are expected to undertake all these activities. At least that is the idea on paper. I know you can argue that no, in our city they do not work well, or in our city they have not been taken up these responsibilities. Yes, completely agree. But at least on paper, this was the reason why the municipalities were originally set up, to act as local urban governments across the entire country. Now, I am sure again, in the 74th Amendment Act, as you would have read, you know how the municipalities work. The election of municipality is very similar to that of Lok Sabha or the state legislative assembly election. So if this is one entire city, for the purpose of municipality elections, the entire city will be divided into small constituencies. Each constituency will be called a ward. It will be called a ward, W-A-R-D. The ward will have the name of the area as well and a number as well. For example, someone would win election from ward number 12, ward number 5, ward number 24, so on and so forth. Just like when you have Lok Sabha elections, after the elections are over, you see which political party got the majority, and then that political party gets to have the prime minister from their party with the support of the members of parliament, right? Similarly, at the state level, when you have the state legislative assembly elections, as you had in Gujarat, as you had in Himachal Pradesh, you see which party got the majority. They are the ones who will decide their chief minister. Exactly the same happens at the local urban level as well. The entire city gets divided into smaller constituencies called the wards. When they have election, they will see which political party gets the majority, and then from that political party, they get to have the mayor. Now, this is where you have to understand a couple of things. See, the way municipalities work is very interesting, because a lot of things have been left to the state legislature. So, state legislatures of respective states decide how the mayor would be elected. For instance, in some states, it might happen that people directly vote for their mayor candidate. Like, let's say in Uttar Pradesh. In UP, people would vote directly for who they want to actually have as their mayor. There are direct elections for the mayor. Then there are some other states in which people directly don't vote for their mayor. Let's talk about Delhi. In Delhi municipal elections, people did not vote for their mayor. They only voted for their members of municipal corporations called the councillors. Now the councillors will decide amongst themselves who will become the mayor, just like Prime Minister or Chief Minister is elected. So there are indirect election of the mayor as well, which will happen in Delhi. And there are direct election of the mayor as well, which happen in different states altogether. That has been left to the state legislature to decide. So every state legislature has decided their own way of how do they want to have their mayor. Delhi's case is again very interesting, and we'll come to that in just a bit. Also remember, these municipalities have a 5-year term and they also have reservation. At least 1/3 reservation has to be given to women, while on the other hand, scheduled castes and scheduled tribes also have seats reserved on the basis of their population in the area. Now the things get very interesting. See, the elections of the MCD, the Municipal Corporation of Delhi, are over. The next step is who will become the mayor. In usual cases, you would think that since one political party has got the majority, they will obviously get to have their mayor. So many people assume that because Aam Aadmi Party has got the majority, you can assume that the mayor will be from their party. But it is not as simple. Because what has happened is, if you have been watching the news, the BJP, which is at the second position, is still claiming that they might have the mayor. Now, why is it that they are saying this? What is the reason behind this? Because the election of mayor in municipality, the indirect election, is not as straightforward as it sounds. And I'll give you multiple reasons for that. First big reason. In a municipality, when it comes to voting for the mayor, there is no anti-defection law. There is no anti-defection law. That is a big fact that you have to remember. For example, when it comes to voting in the parliament, when it comes to voting in the state legislative assembly, if you are an elected member, let's say of the BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, you have to vote as per the orders given by your party, as per the whip issued by your party. Otherwise, you will be disqualified under the anti-defection law. In the municipality, that does not work. In the municipality, when it comes to electing the mayor, anyone can vote for whatever candidate they want. There is no surety that they will vote as per their party lines. And even if they vote against their party, there will be absolutely no action taken against them. That is one big reason. The second big reason is that there is also a concept of nominated members. There is also a concept of nominated members. Now, this is where it is very interesting. Why? Municipalities across the country can have nominated members as well, depending upon their state legislature, what kind of a law they make. So, for example, if you talk about municipality, Municipal Corporation of Delhi, they can have certain nominated members in the form of members of Parliament of Delhi, of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, MLAs also, they can also become nominated members. So, municipalities across the country can also have nominated members. They are usually nominated by the governor, or in case of Delhi, by the lieutenant governor. Now, the interesting part is, do these nominated members also vote in the election of the mayor or not? This is a big mystery. And I'll tell you why the mystery is. Again, let me repeat. There are nominated members also in the Municipal Corporation of Delhi. They also may take part in the election of the mayor. Are they allowed to take part in the election of the mayor or not? That is still a mystery, and I'll tell you why. So, let's try and understand who are the nominated members. As per the law, the Delhi Municipal Corporation would have 14 elected MLAs in the proportion of the parties that actually have the MLAs. As you know, Aam Aadmi Party anyways has most of the MLAs, they have the big majority. So out of these 14, at least 12 to 13 will be from Aam Aadmi Party, while 1 or 2 will be from the BJP. Then 7 Lok Sabha MPs, or Delhi has 7 Lok Sabha MPs, all of them from BJP. they will also be nominated members in the municipal corporation. Similarly, there are 3 Rajya Sabha MPs as well who will be nominated. Now, 3 Rajya Sabha MPs, these are from the Aam Aadmi Party. So, apart from the results that have come up of the 250 seats, there will be nominated members also. 14 MLAs, 7 Lok Sabha MPs, 3 Rajya Sabha MPs. Now the question is, do they have the right to vote in the mayor election or not? This is still not clear. I'll tell you why is this not clear. The reason is, till 2015, they did not have the right to vote in the elections. In 2015, one of the nominated councillors, these nominated councillors are called aldermen, ALDERMEN. One of the nominated councillors actually went to the court saying that we should have the right to vote in municipality even though we are nominated members. So what happened? The court said, okay, we are giving you the right to vote, but not in the mayor election. We are giving you the right to vote in the ward committee elections. Now, what are ward committees? Just like we have parliamentary committees in the parliament, similarly, in the municipality, we have ward committees that are formed for certain areas to look into their development. In 2015, the court said the nominated members will also have the right to vote in the ward committee elections, not in the mayor election, but in the ward committee elections. But this was when there were 3 different municipalities in Delhi. Remember, since 2011, we have 3 different municipalities in Delhi. Now that we have again unified these 3 municipalities, there is still no clarity here as to how these nominated members will have the right. Many people are saying that nominated members will have the right to vote. Many people are saying that there is no clarity on that. How will that become clear? It is the central government that will issue a notification very soon about these nominated members of the Delhi Municipal Corporation. This is why there is such a big suspense once again in the Delhi municipality about who will be the mayor. Let me again repeat what I said. In the MCD election results, the Aam Aadmi Party has got the majority. But that doesn't mean that they will get to have their mayor. Why? Because they are nominated members also. How will these nominated members vote, or would they have the right to vote in the election of the mayor? There is no clarity on that. Why? Because the municipalities have recently been unified and the central government has to issue a notification about the rights of the nominated members right now. Everyone is waiting for that. In 2015, the court said nominated members had the right to vote in the ward committee election, not in the mayor elections. So it remains to be seen how it actually turns up. Other interesting part about the mayor is, as we discussed, 1/3 seats are reserved for women, then there are seats reserved for SC, ST as well. The mayor seat also is reserved. How? The law of Delhi Municipal Corporation says that when the municipality starts, whenever they start their 5-year term, they have to first elect a women mayor. It is must to elect women as a mayor in the first year of the administration. And then a member of scheduled caste has to be appointed in the 3rd year. So there has to be a woman that will be appointed first. So whatever party the mayor comes from, the mayor right now has to be a women member, women councillor, and then in the 3rd year we'll have a scheduled caste who will come in and take this position. Now, this is a very interesting tweet. It's a tweet from Amit Malviya, who is the head of the IT cell of the BJP. The tweet says, now it is over to elect the mayor of Delhi. It will depend on who can hold the numbers. And look at the last line. Chandigarh has a BJP mayor, for instance. Now, this is a very interesting line. Why? Few months back, there were municipal elections in Chandigarh. The result was similar to this. Aam Aadmi Party got the most councillors. Aam Aadmi Party got 14 seats. The BJP got 12 seats. And then there was Congress. If I remember correctly, they got 4 or 5 seats, and there was one or two other seats. Now, when the mayor elections were held, again, the entry defection law did not apply. So it was expected that maybe Aam Aadmi Party, since they have the majority, since they have most of the members, they will be the one who will be able to nominate their mayor, but that did not happen. Again, 12 members of the BJP voted here, 1 member from Congress also voted in their favor, and 1 vote for Aam Aadmi Party candidate was disqualified for some reason that you did not vote correctly. So BJP got 12 plus 1 from Congress, and again apart from that we also had 1 from other parties that came in, and for Aam Aadmi Party 1 vote got disqualified. So again, it is not necessarily a certainty that the mayor will be from the largest party, as you have seen in Chandigarh. So the same might happen here in Delhi as well. Now the mayor's powers in the Delhi Municipal Corporation are very, very similar to that in other municipalities as well. The mayor majorly plays a role just like the Lok Sabha speaker. So the mayor would be the one who will preside over the meetings, mayor will be the one who has the power to take action against those councillors as well who are not behaving properly. Also, the quorum has to be maintained, and the quorum here is not 1/10. The quorum that you actually see in the parliament is 1/10, which is the minimum number of members you need to have for a meeting. Over here, the quorum has to be 1/5. At least 1/5 members of the municipality have to come so that the mayor can call for a meeting. Apart from the mayor, who is considered as the legislative head of the municipality, we also have the municipal commissioner. Municipal commissioner, usually an IAS officer, is regarded as the executive head of the municipality. So while mayor heads the councillors, they are the ones who take decisions, the policy making decisions, pass resolutions. Executive head, that is a municipal commissioner, usually an IAS officer, would get the responsibility of executing those decisions on the ground. So mayor's post is considered almost equal as that of the municipal commissioner, who would be appointed by the central government in this case because it's a union territory. So again, the role of the municipal commissioner also becomes very, very, very crucial, because there may be talks about, or there may be allegations, mayor saying that municipal commissioner is not giving or being allowed me to do my work. Municipal commissioner might have these allegations, just like we have between chief minister and the lieutenant governor. So that also remains to be seen, how the mayor would be elected and how would they be able to work. As I told you, just like the Lok Sabha speaker, the mayor can also take action against the councillors who are not conducting themselves properly. In case of the conduct being disorderly, the councillors can be suspended for a period of 15 days by the mayor himself. So mayor has a power to work as a presiding officer of the municipal corporation as well. Now this is again one very interesting fact that many people don't really know about Municipal Corporation of Delhi. Municipal Corporation of Delhi members, that is the councillors, don't get any salary. Do you know that? There is no salary that they get. There have been many ideas, there have been many suggestions that we should change that. When they were trifurcated, apparently different municipalities tried to pass their own laws, but that just could not happen. North Delhi municipality said that we should have 90,000 as a salary, easily said only 15,000 as a salary. So right now they don't even get a salary. What they get is, they actually get a kind of a allowance of rupees 300 for attending a meeting. So whenever they have a meeting, whenever they have a session, when they attend it, they get a rupees 300 allowance per day. But it is not a job with a salary. That also means when you are in a job without a salary, the chances of you actually voting against your party, going to some other camp which is offering you something in return, becomes higher. You understand that? If you're not getting a salary in your job, you have won an election. The reason why many people fight an election, spend a lot of money, is so that they can actually come to power. And when that job doesn't even give you a salary, you are much more susceptible to come under pressure, to come under influence of some other side that is offering you to give that. The Aam Aadmi Party did say before the elections that if we actually come to power, you might explore the possibility of providing salary to their councillor. But it is very interesting to note that as of now, they do not get any salary, which is very, very odd, because again, at the end of the day, it is a democratically elected position. This is all that we needed to discuss about the Delhi municipal election results. As we discussed in the very beginning, party-specific questions are not really asked by the UPSC. However, the reforms that are being introduced at different levels, the idea of municipality, how does it work, the job of the mayor, and the special case of Delhi Municipal Corporation deserves to be understood and talked about, because that can very easily be a part of the UPSC mains examination. I hope you enjoyed today's explained session. We'll see you next week, Friday, 8 p.m. with another very, very important topic. Stay tuned for that. If you have still not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button right away. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Jai Hind.